Your mental health is a joke. Now wait, I'm going to explain why people think that and a few easy tips to fix it. And at the end of the video, you're going to be feeling so much better about yourself. So today's video is going to be a little different. I know I have young viewers, nieces and nephews that watch. So if you made it to this point, scroll on, don't watch the rest of this video because there will be swearing. I'm not going to filter out any of the swearing or any of the sensitive subjects that could be disturbing for children. Today's episode is, I say an episode like it's a freaking TV show. Today's video is going to be like on mental health and anything to do with mental health. So it could get dark and I don't know. So it's best that children, you guys go watch Mr. Beast or something and come back tomorrow to our videos. So let me ask my viewers a question, okay? And I want you guys to answer it truthfully. Just picking up some red manic panic.
It's very funny.
Her hair turned pink, so we're trying to get it back to the vibrant red. Anyways, question I have for viewers is, how many friends do you have? Honestly, like, how many friends do you have? How many friends do you have?
Define friends, though.
Friends, like people that you like can just text them and be like, hey, how's it going? And on the other end, they're not going to be like, why is this fucking weirdo texting?
I have a lot.
You have a lot.
I have a lot. I do. But, like, so I said define friends, because best friends, people who I talk to every single day, probably 4. Friends, a lot. I can't even not. I would call those acquaintances, though. I wouldn't say they're friends.
Yeah.
I don't have any bad blood with anybody where somebody would be like, why the hell are they messaging me?
So, like, more or less people that, like, and you know, like, all their birthdays, right? You know their birthdays, or do you rely on Facebook to tell you?
I know their birthdays. Do I remember what day it is? I don't even know what day it is today. Like, to know exactly the day that it's somebody's birthday? No, I'd never remember. I wouldn't even remember yours. But I don't know what day of the week it is 90% of the time. I know dates.
Okay, so you have, like, a small group of, like, 5? That are super close?
I'd say 5.
5. If you died today, how many people would come to your funeral?
1 million.
1 million, right? Oh, she was a great person. She was this, she was that. And this isn't just for her. This is for anyone watching this. That's where, like, the line. I'm trying to get to a point here, and it's not making sense now that I'm saying it out loud. But you have a small group of people that you can rely on. If you died today, there would be hundreds of people all over Facebook and everything, like, oh, R.I.P., you were such a great person, I miss you. But, like, where are those people while you're alive?
See, but we're totally, this is where the, like, mental health thing is real, because, like, we're different people. You're the type of person where it's like, if you don't make an effort to talk to me every single day, that's exaggerating, once a week, once a month even, let's put it once a month, then you're just like, you're not even my friend, you're written off. Me? Somebody could message me once a year and I would be happy that they just checked in. Life gets busy.
Well,
I don't have time to message everybody every day. I don't. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't text a single person first ever.
You know, you barely text me first, but
I don't, because I'm not that person. But, like, all of my friends, and you know who you are, my 5 people, can comment on this and tell you that just because I'm not texting them doesn't mean they think I hate them.
okay, so the point I'm getting at here is, like, I have maybe 1 or 2 really good people that will, like, check in now and then, aside from, like, the new group of friends that I've made from her side. But not one of them has any idea what's going on in my life or in my head. Like, I don't know what's going on in their life or their head. So that's where, like, the biggest issue with mental illness and, like, depression is people, like, suppress it and hide it until it's uncontrollable.
See, but I think that's you.
It's not just me. There's millions of people out there that do the same thing.
No, I'm talking like me and you, difference between me and you. I know other people are like that too. 5 and I can tell them, I'm having a shitty day today and no, I don't want to fucking talk to you. And they're like,
So,
okay, fine.
You have like 5 people, and like you guys have your little chat and whatever, but like if you talk differently, they're gonna sense it. They're gonna know something's wrong, right? And they're gonna ask you what's wrong, and then you tell them what's wrong, and then therefore you're airing it out. If you're someone like me that doesn't have a tight circle like that, and you just like text somebody, hey, how's it going, once in a while, like I'm not suffering from depression by any means, but there is people out there that are.
See, but you have a supportive wife, though, so if there's something that's bothering you, you can tell me. Some people don't even have that.
No, that's what I'm saying, and that's where, like, people need to check in on their friends. I'm going to quote that, like, air quotes. Just check in on people. Just make sure they're doing good, because, like... And what made me think of this is a friend of mine messaged me that I haven't talked to in a long time. He messaged me yesterday about something totally off topic. A friend of ours was involved in an accident anyways. And I assumed his life was great. Getting into it, his life is not so great. I'm not going to mention it. I know he's watching, but... So I talked to him for about a half an hour, right? Found out that his life is miserable. But I had no idea because everyone relies on social media. So check in on your people.
Social media is like evil, though. I post happy-go-lucky. My kids are all healthy and happy. My marriage is wonderful. It is. But, like, I post that stuff. I don't post the negative crap on my Facebook. I don't post things asking for attention. There are people who do that, though.
Well, there's people who do that because that's the only voice of expression that they have, right? So I'm just waiting for this ambulance to pass me here. Guys going lights and sirens doing like 10. It's always something. Anyways, the point I was getting at is that, like, social media has blinded people from, like, face-to-face interactions, and I am guilty of it. I am 100% guilty of it. I don't know shit that's going on with a lot of the people who I call friends. So I need to start checking in on people.
I'm pretty bad for it, too. Like, aside from my solid 5, I do have a lot of acquaintances. You're calling them friends, I'm calling them acquaintances, that I don't text, and I should. I just assume, which is not the right thing to do, but I just assume, based on the stuff they post, that their life is good.
But that's what I'm saying.
So I'm bad for it, too. But, I mean, they're not reaching out to me either. And that's where I'm, like, petty.
No, but, and that's because social media has hardened the shit out of people, where, like, they don't give a fuck to call and ask or text, be like, hey man, it's been a while, how are you doing? Like, really, how are you doing? Not like, how's your day going? Like, how are you fucking doing? Like, you having dark thoughts? Like, it's a real thing. So
I feel like I'd be creeped out if somebody messaged me and was like, how are you actually fucking doing?
You'd be creeped out because it's not something that commonly happens, but it's something that should commonly happen. Like, the suicide rate in 2024 was like at an all-time high. And that is fucking crazy because there's so many outlets for people to, like, talk about things and work on things, and just, I understand there's inevitable issues that people can't fix, but a lot of problems can be eased or solved by talking to someone.
Yeah, and, like, even with, like, strangers posts, like, I'm part of groups on Facebook, like, there was a mom's group, for example, that I'm part of, and anytime I ever, and that's just because I'm, like, such a caring person, I see somebody post that, like, I don't have any friends and X is happening in my life, I don't have anybody to talk to, I comment. I make a point to comment every single time. Like, my inbox is open. I know you don't know me, but you can message me. That's just the type of person I am. World needs more people like that.
Yeah.
I would never message a stranger, honestly, like, talk about my personal life, but you never know, maybe that person that I commented on did message me and they were gonna do something reckless. Who knows? Maybe I can talk them out of it. I don't know.
Yeah, it goes back to you never know, right? But, like, some of the most important people that I've met in my life have been just random encounters, so staying on the topic we were just talking about, what, like, say there's some younger people that might be suffering from mental health issues but don't know that they are. What would be some things to look out for in your friends? Like younger, older people.
What do you mean by that?
So like, you can ask somebody if they're okay, like, and they say, yeah, I'm fine, but like you feel like something's wrong. What would be like an indicator?
It's hard to say. Like, I'm gonna use our kids as an example because it's really the only younger I can relate to. I can tell with them because their moods change, or like they're more sensitive. I don't know if that's the right word, but like quicker to react. So like if something's so silly and they just like snap, that's a big indicator to me if that something is bothering them.
Yeah, but how do you like compare that to like puberty?
See, but like last weekend, an example. I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to air her life problems on YouTube. But like the whole weekend, Mackenzie was acting like a spaz case psychopath. And then by the end of the weekend, she finally said what was going on that had her so upset. She's never the type of person to just outright come out and talk about things, ever. You have to like pry it out of her.
I don't know if I'm gonna get hated on for it, but I don't know if kids that young necessarily, if it can be like classified as a mental health issue, more as like hormones and changing.
You literally just wore that coffee. Oh, I do 100% think that a lot of it is puberty and hormones. Like, that's for sure. But I like to think back in my own life. I know I suffered from like mental health things when I was young, but back then it was frowned upon. I sound so old by saying back then, but like it was like frowned upon to have like a disability or like a mental health issue.
Yeah.
That your parents would basically just tell you to like get the fuck over it.
Get over it, go play outside.
And I mean, I still have that same mentality now. Like, I don't let my mental health control my life. Some days it's harder than others, but I don't use it as an excuse. I try not to. I can't say I don't, because there is some days that it wins.
Okay, so
I just think really changes in behavior.
Changes in behavior is a big one.
Sleeping, that's another one too. If you're like depressed, you sleep a lot more.
Yeah, so like I personally don't think I suffer from depression, which I really don't. I don't really have much to be depressed about, but I have...
Isn't necessarily sadness, though.
Well, I don't know, but I have issues sleeping. Like, I don't know if it's just overcreative mind syndrome, which is actually a thing that I didn't know existed, or it's like something underlying. I don't know, but
you call it stress. I think it's anxiety that you just refuse to admit.
I don't have anxiety.
See, you refuse to admit it. You do, because certain small things that, like, to me is not a world-stopping issue is to you.
No, see,
and it consumes you. Yes, I think that you have.
I don't know. Like, there's a lot of people that use the word anxiety as a crutch. Like, oh, I can't do this, I have anxiety. Oh, I can't do that, I have anxiety. And like, to me, I gotta be careful how I word this, because I'm gonna get canceled before I even get started.
No, not really.
I think anxiety is like just a word.
You're willing to listen to people's opinions, though. So you're not like closed off about it. You have your opinion, and other people are allowed to have theirs. You're not the type of person that's like, no, you're wrong.
Yeah, my opinion is like, anxiety is a word that was created for people to use as a crutch. Like, depression's totally different. I know people that have actually like unalived themselves because of depression, but the whole anxiety thing, like,
I think everyone has anxiety. I don't think it's a condition that individuals have. I think every single human being experiences anxiety.
You know, you give me shit for cutting you off, and you've cut me off 4 times in this conversation.
I know what I'm saying. What you
She
saying?
does. She literally gives me shit. And like, when we did our podcast episode, she's like, you know, you kept cutting me off. Now I've like completely lost my train of thought. But anyways, I don't even remember where the hell we were going with this episode. I just want to bring light to, like, I want to say, like, men's mental health, but mental health in general, because there's a lot of women, too, that go undiagnosed or unnoticed. A lot of people. We'll say people. Men, women. I'm a strong believer that children don't suffer from mental health issues.
I'm not.
Like, emotions are one thing. You know, your body's changing, you get sad, whatever, but I don't know. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. Like, there is no real black and white description of what mental health issues are. Everybody has their own issues in their brain that they're struggling with or coping with. Now you're just not going to talk in fear of cutting me off. This is marriage, people.
No, I just don't want to say that because in my opinion it's different than yours. What the kids say.
No.
I think there's people out there that use that as an excuse. Like, your kid is, like, completely, I'm going to say, like, reckless and emotional. They just be like, oh, they have anxiety. I think that people do use that as an excuse. Like a crutch, essentially, to excuse their kids' behavior.
I agree. The problem I see with, like, labeling kids with these, like, depression, anxiety, whatever disorders is, like, you're starting them off young with a crutch.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that kids don't suffer from these issues. And when I say kids, I mean, like, under, like, prepubescent. I understand puberty fucks kids up like crazy. And, like, there's other factors like bullying and stuff. So don't get me wrong there, but...
Oh, but that's entirely different than, like, a disability, like autistic and stuff like that. Like, they're not the same thing.
We're getting way off track here. I don't remember what the hell we were talking about.
No, I'm just saying, like, if people are going to be sensitive, because this is a sensitive subject to talk about, like, children that are on the spectrum have traits that are, like, similar to anxiety. So you saying that they don't have that is not necessarily true. Because there is kids with disabilities that have those traits, but...
I'm not a fucking psychologist or a doctor by any means, so this is strictly my opinion. So don't go fucking stringing me up and stoning me because I said something that hurt your feelings. But, like, I can promise you somebody's feelings is going to get hurt watching this video. The point I was getting at is, like, we're going to rewind way back to how, like, social media numbs people. And, fuck, I lost my train of thought again. This is like ADHD brain, guys. I've got 10 million things in my head. Like, this started last night when I was laying in bed, couldn't sleep. And I was watching some stupid shit on YouTube. And I'm like, that's a good idea for a video. We'll discuss it on a video. And I, like, scripted it in my head. And my biggest thing is I don't write shit down, which I probably should.
With your brain, yeah.
Like, ideas, like points. And I'm like, in my head last night, I'm like, yes, this is gonna make a great video. It's gonna be, like, reaching. It's gonna help people. It's gonna piss people off. And I woke up this morning and I'm like, fuck, I don't even want to do it. And then we got to talking, driving around doing Instacart shit. And she's like, just do it. Just really doesn't matter how it goes. You're bringing light to it. Any light to a dark subject is brightening. That was cringe. So yeah, the point we're getting at here, we've rambled on for the past 20 minutes about this, is, like, people that you know very well might be suffering from issues. Anything. You don't know. Just a simple text to somebody you haven't talked to in a while, like, hey, how's it going, man? How's it going? You know, like, could change somebody's day. You literally, like, take the bullet out of their gun, so to speak. And I found that out pretty clearly, which kind of, like, striked me up to talk on this subject. I just wish I was, like, more... If I could just plug this phone into my brain and then the viewers could just see what's in my head, it'd be entertaining. So yeah, It's kind of a weird video today. I pictured it going a way different direction than it did. But the point of it all, if you're still here and haven't scrolled away, is like, just check on people. Check on yourself. If you start noticing changes in yourself, sleep patterns, not eating, letting yourself go, not showering, just dark thoughts, talk to somebody. Even if you feel stupid. Just be like, hey, is this normal? Don't trust Google. Don't trust Facebook. Don't expect that people are going to, like, ask you what's wrong. Because aside from you, I don't remember the last time anyone actually asked me how I'm feeling.
Yeah, you don't have friends, which is makes it difficult.
Yeah.
For people to reach out when you don't have people.
And I don't visibly, like, I always look angry. I have resting bitch face, but, like, I don't visibly show signs that I'm, like, going through shit, so.
I'm an overthinker, though. I feel like I notice any off thing about anybody's pattern, and I automatically assume something's wrong with them, and I have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, you're like that even with your dad. Come home and your dad's like, you're like, something's wrong with my dad because he's quiet.
I get that, yeah. So, just reach out to people. Even if it's someone that you, like, want to talk to, but you're like, shit, it's been so long now, it's weird. Just fucking message them. Hey, man, long time. How's it been? How's the family? How's life? You know, that message might be something that someone needs. So, on that note, with this rambling video, I guess the kids could have stayed because it didn't go as intense as I expected it to. In my head, it was, like, way more intense and triggering, but, like I said, I have an issue just, like, puking out the information that I want. So, if you've sat through this, comment below. Let us know, like, some signs of depression that you can watch out for. Tips and tricks you can tell people that are, like, suffering from it. The biggest tip that I could tell people, and it's helped me before, is get it off your chest. If you don't have anyone to talk to, pick up your phone, record yourself. Record yourself telling yourself what is going through your head, what is wrong, and listen back, because then it helps. Anything you want to add to this weird-ass fucking episode?
Counseling and therapy are options, too.
Counseling and therapy is not an option for everybody because some people can't afford it.
Well, there's free programs everywhere.
Yeah, but you won't find a guy. Let me correct this. A very low percentage of men would not admit defeat and contact a therapist.
No, I was just saying that is an option. I'm not saying that is the option.
Yeah.
I'm saying it is.
And if you're a dude, whether I know you or not, you can contact me on any social media and just be like, what's up, man? You want to talk? You need someone to talk you off a ledge? Hit me up. If you're a female and you don't want to talk to me, message my wife. You can find her on all social media shit too. We are always willing to chat with people if it'll make someone's day better. So, this is day 27. Very weird one.